The Garden Report is brought to you by FanDuel, the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network.
Hey, Bobby Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report again after the Celtics beat the Knicks 114-98. A great win. It featured many rock-solid individual performances, as well as a milestone Jrue Holiday didn't see coming. 15,000 points for him. Did it right in the middle point of this game. And
See, you don't need social media.
The Jumbotron acknowledged
Great things can still happen.
He gave it a quick acknowledgement as well after scoring. And so far, it's been a great experience so far, the Holiday one. Spurts of playmaking, a few games where he flirted with triple-doubles tonight, rock solid defensively, going from the Julius Randles to the perimeter players, getting ready again, as he talked about in the locker room, to defend Joel Embiid on Wednesday. So that versatility on defense, what he's given them right now. Big shots here too. He had that one in the right wing that they turned to a 3 to make it a 10-point lead for the Celtics late in this one, but he didn't know it was coming. Here was his reaction to the 15,000.
It's cool, you know. It means that I played long enough.
Yeah.
Or I played for a long time. But it's cool. I didn't know it was coming. I should probably tune in a little better. But yeah, it's good. It's always good to get it when you win.
You had no idea?
No. I'm not really on Instagram or anything like that, and then it's not like anybody here taught me. So I'm really just going out there and playing.
FanDuel is the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
It's like that was the last thing he wanted to talk about. He's like,
He
man,
doesn't care.
That's like the 20th most important thing that happened tonight. And I love that for Jrue. You know, he knows what time it is, right? He knows the Celtics team is eager for a championship, and he wants to keep that focus exactly where it's supposed to be. However, it's hard not to talk about what he's doing on a nightly basis, man. Like, he impacts winning. He impacts the game on both ends of the floor. And Mazzulla bringing up the fact that he flirted with a triple-double the other day, and no one even mentioned it. I did during the Celtics post-game show, but I think what Mazzulla was trying to say, more so than you guys don't talk about him enough, it's the fact that we're so used to it, right? He stuffs the stat sheet.
It's subtle, too.
It's subtle. He stuffs the stat sheet in a way that we've come to expect it at this point, even though we're 10 games into the regular season. But I mean, we knew his reputation. We knew what he would do to the Celtics team in the sense of the impact and how he would affect the game on both ends of the floor. But to see it put together the way it's been remarkable, especially when you look at the sacrifices he's had to make, right? I mean, I think last game he attempted like 8-9 shots, similar box score tonight, but the impact is through the roof.
Yeah, and he knows when to look for his shot too. I thought in this game, late shot clock situations, he found the weaker defender, backed them down. That post-up game, I think, is probably what's surprising people most. He goes to it often, it's effective. Sometimes he comes up a little light on the shot, and that's probably where you're looking at his game right now and saying, this is why it's subtle. He's not scoring a ton. He's not shooting super efficiently.
Right.
You know, the numbers right in front of me, but it feels like he's missed a shot here or there. And pretty much every game that you go, oh, he should have had that one. Sometimes gets a little over-aggressive, and there are some smart tendencies with the wild plays.
I know what you mean, though. Sometimes it's a little aggressive, but I like that pull-up because sometimes it really catches the defense off guard.
He had another play where it's spun by DiVincenzo in the post and threw it away. So, listen, he's not perfect.
Right. Yeah.
He's going to make mistakes, and I do think he turns the ball over a little bit more than people expected. But the sum of the impact's positive, and he's such a threat out there. I know we've had those conversations in the preseason. Should he come out the bench?
Yeah.
Should he be that bench leader? But putting him out there instead of Horford allowed you to have 5 threats. And if it's inside, if it's out, even some from mid-range, he can hit those shots while bringing you the elite defense you're used to.
I just love that backcourt with Holiday and White.
They're so dangerous.
They're interchangeable now. I feel like on offense. You saw a lot of that against the Knicks where it was White who was the point guard, Jrue off ball, who's just as effective depending on who you're playing against. And against the New York Knicks, I mean, look at the backcourt of the Knicks. I mean, look, Brunson, he did his thing. I mean, from start to finish, he was on, and he's just hard to stop in general. But look at Quickly, what was it, 1 for 10? Grimes hit a couple of threes, but outside of that, I mean, he was nearly scoreless. So I just think all that is relative when you think of when you see how interchangeable these two are in the backcourt, but also how that can carry over to the second unit, right? You put those guys in, mix them in with guys like Hauser, who had an incredible, great shooting night. He doesn't seem like he's going to be cooling off anytime soon. And you wonder what Al Horford, is he going to find his offense? But that's not something that you have to worry about if you're the Celtics right now, and that's a good thing. Like, the depth of this team, or at least people want to say the top 6 and then some, sure. Like I find it hard to compare it to other teams, or if you do, I mean, the Celtics are just the better team. However, it's the execution that we're always going to be talking about, right? I mean, can this team continue to do this on a nightly basis and not revert to bad habits that we saw last year that eventually, I mean, by Christmas got them to a 500 record, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe a little bit after Christmas, but, you know, that drop-off that we've seen in the past, we're just hoping that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, and you mentioned the bench. They outscored the Knicks bench in this one. Impressive. They tinkered with those rotations a little bit. White and Brown early.
Right.
They went back to the Holiday and a little bit of Tatum in the fourth quarter as well, throughout the whole fourth quarter, really, mixed in with them. But they win those third quarter minutes with the bench out there. They held the Knicks within 1 point with those first quarter bench minutes without Tatum out there. And that's important because they've been outscored by 16 points per 100 with Tatum off the floor this year, which is a big number.
Yeah, that's big. Wow.
Yeah, so
they got to figure that out. Yeah, because again, I think keeping Tatum fresh and ready to close things out in the fourth quarter, it's
that was the key tonight.
It was the key, and I think it's relevant in the sense of another deep playoff run for these guys, right? And you know, Tatum and Brown, a lot was made about last year, how much minutes they were clocking in, leading the league at some point. You know, so you want to see that happen more often, but especially when you're such a talented team, you're supposed to be blowing teams out, you know, every once in a while. But the Celtics did what they had to do in this one, though. Tatum went into closeout mode, created separation, and all of a sudden they were up by double digits.
15,000 for Jrue Holiday as well. You can go check out his reaction on CLNS Media.
15 stacks.
I asked him off camera, do you remember your first points? He said, no, that was a long time ago. 2009,
Wow.
October 30th against the Bucks. We went on to win a championship with, and he said, forget all the numbers, that one championship with the Bucks is the only career achievement he cares about. So.
And that was against the returning champion Celtics, right? 2008 Celtics team. That was his rookie season.
Yeah, with the Philadelphia
I mean, he didn't score
76ers.
against the Celtics, though, not to say, but yeah.
Yeah, 76ers, Jrue, it was a long time ago, and now he's here in Boston. Hard to believe, but a big luxury for this team, and the Celtics are going to continue playing with this hot starting 5 in Philadelphia. We'll have coverage, Josue and I, down there for the Garden Report. Toronto on Friday in the latest edition of the in-season tournament, and then we'll have coverage in Memphis as the Celtics face Marcus Smart for the first time. Thanks for joining us here tonight on the Garden Report, CLNS Media, Celtics All Access. We'll see you in Philly.